Hello my friends, long time no see. A while ago we made 2 marinated chicken and cooked it in different ways, and then eventually made doner kebab / shawarma. Today we're gonna make the wrapper, lavash, the traditional way. Well, sort of. Let's get started. In a large bowl, weigh 200 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 grams of sea salt, and optionally 20 to 40 grams of oat dough from a previous batch if you have any. Add 140 grams of warm water. Mix everything till no wet bits are visible. Then use your hands to bring the dough together. Cover and let it rest on the counter for 15 minutes. Once the dough has relaxed, it'll be easier to knead and will quickly become smooth. If it gets too sticky, wet your hands with warm water and continue kneading. You'll notice difference. When the dough is just smooth, cover the bowl and refrigerate it for 18 to 24 hours. On the second day, take the dough out. First, cut off a small piece to save as oat dough for your next batch. Then, divide the dough roughly into 8 portions and weigh them to ensure they're evenly divided. Based on my experience, 38 to 40 grams per jet is the best portion to make thin flatbread in a 10-inch pan. Once divided, take 1 jet and shape it into a ball. Chilled dough tends to be stickier, so use a bench scraper to help, moving surface flour toward dough as you shape it. Once it forms a ball, flip it into one hand and use your other well-floured hand to seal the bottom. Repeat with the remaining jets. Let them rest on the counter for 10 to 15 minutes. Armenian-style lavash is usually oval-shaped and enormous. Traditionally, it's baked in an underground tandoor, but that's a luxury for those of us living in apartments. So I'll make a twist and bake my lavash in a 10-inch crepe pan using a wooden lid to transfer dough into the pan. To make a transfer board, place a flat lid in the center of a piece of steamer cloth and tie the corners tightly. The cloth should fit snugly around the lid and not move. Once the jets have rested, it's playtime. Place 1 jet on a well-floured surface. Move and flip it to coat all sides with flour. Pat one side down with your hand. Flip it, pat it down again, and repeat. Then use a well-floured rolling pin to roll it out. Flip, turn it 90 degrees, flour it, and roll again. Repeat this process. The dough is very sticky at this age, which might be challenging if you're not familiar with working with wet dough. When the dough is about 7 inches or 18 centimeters in diameter, carefully pick it up, hanging it from one hand. Flip it to the other hand, switching back and forth. The dough should be elastic and easy to stretch by extending your fingers. This helps shake off the excess flour and uses gravity to stretch the dough. Once stretched, place dough on a prepared lid and gently pull the edges slightly over the sides to hand. Now spread it to bake. Over the stove, heat a crepe pan till it's piping hot. Tilt the pan sideways, then carefully and quickly place the lid with the dough onto the pan. Immediately return the pan to the stove. After a few seconds, remove the wooden lid to prevent the dough from sticking. Heat the flatbread both sides for 10 to 20 seconds and remove from the pan. Repeat with the remaining jets. I tried to skip in the transfer lid and used my bare hands instead. It was a disaster. The shape was completely off. The problem is that the dough is far too soft. I had to aim carefully when landing it on the pan, and the part that hit the surface first ended up thicker than the rest. Some parts of dough overlapped, and I had to work quickly to straighten it on a hot pan while racing against the heat penetration. I also tried using a rolling pin, but that didn't make things any easier. The flatbread still didn't come out as thin or uniform as when I used the transfer lid. Fresh off the pan, lavash can be a bit stiff. I prefer not to use them immediately. Instead, wrap the lavash in a clean cloth for a couple of hours. The trapped steam will soften them significantly. If you want them even softer, grab a spray bottle and lightly mist both sides with water. Cover them with a cloth, let them rest, then carefully separate them one by one. This method makes them super soft and pliable, perfect for wrapping without tearing. Here's a great way to use up leftover flatbread. Cut each piece in half, then into quarters, and finally into thirds. Arrange the pieces on a baking tray. Drill them with flavored oil or olive oil and brush the oil evenly over the surface. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 to 12 minutes or till they're golden and crispy, flipping them halfway through. These chips are irresistibly crunchy and addictive. The whole batch might disappear before you even realize it. To store the leftover lavash, place a piece of parchment paper on the bottom, followed by a lavash, then another piece of parchment paper, and repeat till all are stacked. Finish with parchment paper on top. Wrap the stack in 2 layers foil, tucking in the sides and corners. Then wrap the whole thing in plastic wrap. Store in the freezer. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.